Hi everyone, this is Ocean Spirit Tarot. Tonight I'm going to do a quick read for the collective. I haven't been on here for a little while. I've been busy, but I have felt the need to do this reading tonight. I haven't sort of felt the need to do a reading. I haven't sort of been called to, so unless I do. And there's the Hierophant out at the bottom. I chose to tonight because it is a collective read, but it is a strong soulmate reading, I feel like, because the past 4 days, all the readings that I've done have been strong soul contract reads. So I want to have a bit of a read, see what we get, and we'll go from there. Ace of Cups just fell out. That's that new beginning, new start. With the Page of Pentacles. I got that in the pre-shuffle too. Someone's thinking heavily about you, and they've been holding back, and they're just been in their head, a lot of anxiety, and they're wanting to bring in an offer, bring something to you, offer you something, but they're wanting as well, like, to speak their truth. Maybe let you know, you got strength at the bottom, and that has been strong. Like, lately, it's this soulmate needs to, and I feel like it's an ex. It could be just recent, it could be years ago, but there's something that they've really felt and the loss of, but they know that they've got to come in and speak their truth, and they need to have that strength about them to come through. Because I've been getting a lot that there's just so much anxiety and in their head about it. If this is you, you've probably been picking up on the anxiety yourself, picking up on just their name popping into your head. Like, you could be busy doing stuff, and then all of a sudden, like, but you could have also had someone from your past that has come through, and they have reached out, and then they've seen the change as well in you. King of Pentacles at the bottom, and that's where they need to step up. They've seen you, and they've seen the change, and they know that things can't go back to the same as what it used to be, and they need to bring that King of Pentacles energy, that stability to the connection. If they want anything new, if they want to start anything new. Good. Emperor, the one to pop out at the bottom, but we got the Knight of Wands coming in fast and passionate. That's that Emperor, that stability. Could have been a very out of balanced Emperor, because an Emperor always is. Very egotistic, unless they have their Empress that's with them. That's the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom, with the Ace of Swords. Wanting that new start, wanting to speak that truth. I think there's an apology that needs to be said, and I think they know it. But if you have had an ex that you have a strong soul tie to, a strong connection, and they have reached out, you might have already noticed that difference with them. They could have been very fiery, very impulsive before, and they're not so ready to jump the gun and, jump down your throat about things. They're sort of a lot calmer, and I think they've noticed the difference with you. You're not the same person as what you were when they first met you either, and I think it's a little bit intimidating towards them. But that's the Three of Wands. That's taking that step. They've been thinking about it, and they want to go towards you. But at the same time, they know that they can't be impulsive about things. They've got to take their time. Wow. At the bottom, we have the Tower. Along with the Chariot, that's that fast movement. The Knight of Pentacles, along with the World. That's that new start, that change. And that is huge at the moment in the energy. Like, if you have grown and you have worked on yourself, you're not looking to go backwards. You're not looking to shrink yourself to suit them. You're looking to find someone that's on that same wave level as what you are. And I think that when they have come across you, or whether they've reached out and they've met up, they've seen that in you, that change. You're not going to chase anymore. You're not going to lower yourself to their standards. And if they need to, they really need to step up their game. And I think that's what the Tower has come in for. I think they've realised that their life and how they live is not matching anymore. I think they feel the chaos around them and they see the stability within you. But the Chariot's a fast energy, but it's a balanced energy too. It's that balance between the feminine and the masculine, and you've got to have that to be able to control them things. It's all about within the mind. And maybe this person has finally realized that they need to move otherwise, and they need to make an offer, because if they take too long, they might miss out on their chance. Let's maybe grab one more card and we might clarify. See what we have. Nine of Cups. That's that someone from the past. And I really feel like they're heavily thinking about you. Judgment. That's... yeah, I'm just gonna... Queen of Cups. The Nine of Swords. And the Page of Cups. Along with the Devil. That's that Judgment falling down. I think they realise what they done. I think they realise the hurt that they caused you, the pain, and what they done to this connection. That they ruined it, and they ruined something really good. But that's you, the Queen of Pentacles. They see how open you are. They see the stability about you as well, and I think that scares them a lot too. They're not used to someone that's so emotionally open and so stable within their life, and I think they're scared. Like, as much as they want that new start and they want to change, I think their life that they've been used to for so long has always suited them, but it doesn't suit them anymore. And that's why they're up in their head about it. They know that they want to make the move towards you, but they're scared of getting hurt, or they're scared of hurting you again. But I think they're going to come in with a small offer because they're scared of being rejected. Maybe a lot of time's passed, and maybe they're worried that you don't feel the same anymore. And they're going to come in with something small, I think, to try and break the ice. And if they have already reached out and they've gone quiet, I don't really feel as though it's anything that you've done. I think that it's something that they've been trying to work on themselves and trying to understand. And I just think that their feelings towards you are so strong that they've never really felt that before. And it scares them, because I think they've been hurt in the past, and that's why they've never really opened up or had that commitment before. But they definitely had a lot of toxicity around them, and I think they still do. But I think they were used to that sort of life until they met you, like the Queen of Pentacles, and I think you scared the crap out of them, especially for how much that they felt. They've definitely got a lot of passion, but a lot of a passion. They're very obsessed. It's crazy. And I think they hide that. All right, let's clarify. Let's see. Move me cards around where they were. I kind of just bundle everything up together. Three of Wands at the bottom. They want to work together. I think they've realised how strong this connection is and that they can't run from it anymore. Seven of Wands. I think they were very impulsive before, very fast. They were quick to, you know, jump in, boots and all. And I think they've realised that they can't do that at the moment. They've got to sort of take their time, because I think their biggest fear is really losing you again. But they definitely want their Ten of Cups. They want it all. That's their main aim. I don't think they ever wanted that before with anyone. But I think you've changed them, and having that soul recognition too will really do that to someone. It will really wake up the soul and see, it sort of takes them blinders off, and they can see the chaos that's around them and what they're living in. You got the Five of Swords. That's that anxiety that they keep getting and in their head. And then Temperance. They're trying to stay tempered at the moment. They're trying to stay calm. They're trying not to let their feelings get out of control. And their overthinking take over, where then they're impulsive with things. I think they're waiting for the right moment to speak. Got Two of Pentacles at the bottom. What do we have for the Page of Pentacles? Jeez. We have a whole story. Wow. Alright, I'm not going to take them all, but I'm going to show you, and I'm going to read you the story. We got the Queen of Swords. That's you in your truth. Very beautiful. You don't sugarcoat things. You speak your truth. You know, you're very much a Queen of Cups along with a Queen of Swords. You know, you got that love that you show, but as well, you're not afraid to speak your truth and say what you want to say. You won't hold back. Then we got the Six of Wands. That's that solar plexus. It's really lighting up. Their soul, their heart's opened up. Wow. Then you got the Wheel of Fortune. That's that new start, new connection. That whether, you know, with the soul contract, sometimes they do end, and karmic cycles do end. But if you've both leveled up at the same time, and you're both on the same, you know, on the same path, then you can start the connection again. It doesn't have to be a new person. It can be a past person. But that's if they've changed enough and you're happy to accept how much they have changed and whether they show you that or not. Because you don't ever want to go back to the same toxic patterns that you ever showed before. So the Wheel of Fortune, that's that new start of a soul connection. It hasn't finished. And then we got the Sun, which is that yes card, biggest yes card in the deck. And maybe, you know, you guys might have more lessons that you've got to learn from each other. But you definitely know if it's a soul contract and it's a soul, like a soulmate, because you do trigger each other, but as well, you learn things from each other. And you know, even when you look at them, they feel like home to you. We've got the Four of Swords. That's that anxiety popping back up in two minds. King of Cup, love. Look. That's them soul contract. But they have gone within. Something has triggered inside of them. They've had an awakening, emotional awakening. Like they're looking back at their past and the things that's held them back. The patterns that they've sort of, the patterns that they, I don't know where I'm going with that one. The traits that they done, you know, like the traits that they would use, the traits that they, the things that they done towards people that really hurt people. And I think the main person that they really feel bad about and that has made them really go within is the hurt that they caused you, the things that they done, the games that they play, the toxicity, the lies. I think they, you know, it's really made them go within and really look at themselves. There's that Six of Pentacles. That's that balance, being more grounded. And the Star. And that's your energy as well. Like you give that joy and that happiness and free of life. You have that freedom within you and you do what you want. I don't think this person really has that in their life. I feel like things are very, I don't know, boring. I don't know, I just get boring. Four of Cups. That's that love starting to come through with Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, wanting to speak that truth and wanting to let you know. But then they've got the King, you got the Nine of Cups that's going to come through. And I don't think that they're going to be exactly like, even if they have worked on themselves and really looked at things, I think they're going to be more afraid that if they hold back any longer that they're going to lose you. And I think that's their main fear. And that's where that Five of Swords comes from. Like, is it five? No, Seven of Swords. Like, that's where that anxiety and that fear comes from. That they don't want to come through too soon because they want to put that work into themselves so they can kind of be on your level, because you are intimidating and they have seen the growth that you have done. But at the same time, I don't think they want to wait too long either, because they're worried about someone else coming through. So I think they're more going to be a knight that's going to come through. But the King of Pentacles want to keep showing itself, and I think that, you know, over time they will be able to show that for you, because I think they want to show that stability and loyalty, something that they've probably never showed before. That's the Hangman. They're letting things go. They're changing. Like, they're really wanting that new start, because look, you got the Empress that's come out. And that's on top of the Nine of Wands. That's the passion. That's how they see you. Beautiful, stable, in control of your life. You don't answer to nobody. And nobody answers, you know, you live your life for you. And that's what they want. Because we have the Emperor that's sitting right next to it. They want their Empress. Yeah, even for yourself, like, you could have been very shut off and not really, you were happy to be on your own. You weren't really looking for anything, and probably from a lot of hurt that you've had from past relationships, but then not just from past relationships, probably from this person. you know, when you really love somebody and they really break your heart, it's hard to want to open back up and give love to anybody else again. And especially if you don't have that same sort of connection with someone else, or, you know, you could have probably looked around, but I think that you're more happy to be on your own. You're happy to do your own thing and not have to worry about anybody else. But maybe this person coming back has sparked that love back in you. Like, you've realized that you do want love in your life, and maybe it's something that you didn't really realize that you wanted until this person has come back in. That could be as well, like their whole reason for them coming back. You know, the universe sends us what we need sometimes, and maybe you just need that spark to be lit back up in you. But as well, a test to, do you want to go back to the past and repeat the same cycles again, or do you want that love and for someone to give you that same love as what you give, and for it to be equal, and not have to second guess things, and not have to always be in your head and worry about your partner. You know, maybe as much as they've sparked that love back in you and made you realize that that's what you want, but maybe you've realized as well that unless they step up and they change, you're not really looking to go back to how things were, how used to were in that toxic cycle. You want someone that can give as much as what you give, and have that trust in a relationship. But that's the Death card that's come out. So that could be the ending of, you know, you could have learnt all your lessons that you need to learn with this person, and it could be the end of the cycle. Unless this person steps up and they show that they have changed and they can give you the love and what you need out of this relationship and that stability, but as well, then, you know, death doesn't have to be always an end of a cycle. It can also be the start of a new cycle. Reincarnation of the cycle. Alright, let's go. Let's go Judgment. Let's see what Judgment has to say. Ace of Cups. I think they've realised how much that they do love you. Yeah, if you haven't spoken to each other for a long time, maybe as well as the fact that and look, Justice, balance them back out them scales. And that's what you're looking for, is a relationship that is balanced on both sides, not one giving more than the other. But the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands on Judgment with Justice, because I'm going to take Justice with it, and that is huge. I think this person realised that the amount of love that they had for you, but as well I think they realised that their ways that they lived before and their narcissistic, probably how they were, isn't serving them anymore. They don't have that same fun or passion like they used to when they could just jump from bed to bed. You know, have that free, just, you know, with someone, well, you know, you've got that spark to start off with and then go to the next. I don't think that suits them anymore. I think things have changed. I think you really opened up their heart chakra and it's changed them. I think that's what the Judgment's come down on, because Justice is definitely going to balance out things, and the things that don't serve you in your life are going to go. Eight of Wands, a lot of communication coming through. And look, 10 of Swords, ending. Ending of, I feel like, their old ways. They're wanting to change. And I think they want you to see the change. Seven of Swords that have come out for the Queen of Cups. That's that anxiety. I think they're so scared of the amount of love that they do have that it actually scares them. I think that they're more afraid of not being able to give you what you need. I think they're scared. They're scared of getting hurt. Because look, you got the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I think as much as they have a lot of love for you, I think, oh look, and you got the Lovers at the bottom. I think you scare them. It gives them so much anxiety. Like, I think they've been hurt in the past and they don't want to ever, you know, they don't want to ever feel like that again. I think it broke them. But I think as well, whatever happened between you two really broke them as well. I think that they might not have ever said it and ever showed it maybe. But I think it really did. And they're scared of going back to maybe how yous were in the past and that toxicity and the lies and maybe just the fighting and the drama all the time. I think they're scared, like, and that's definitely what's keeping them up in their head at night. Maybe they don't know if they'll actually, you know, they're scared to make that leap. They wonder if they can really change. Maybe that's what scares you. Look, Queen of Pentacles. Lovers still at the bottom. You're definitely in the path that they want to take. They see the stability. They see a life. And I don't think they've ever really looked at anyone like that before. Or, you know, no one's really come in to their life that's ever made them feel that way before. I think they feel like you're home when they're with you. They can be themselves. Look, Ace of Wands. They want that new start. They're definitely going to come forward. Ten of Swords at the bottom again. It's definitely an end of that old cycle. Page of Swords on top of a Page of Cups. That's speaking their truth with emotion. That's that emotional truth coming through. And I think that's what you expect too. Wow, with the Ten of Cups. With the King of Cups on top. Told you they have so much love. Wow. And I think they're gonna say it. I think you're gonna hear it. I think they're gonna speak their truth. I don't think they can hold it in any longer. I think the fear of losing you again is gonna be the thing that's gonna make them move. Especially if they've already reached out and they're gone quiet. Look, Eight of Wands. That's a lot of communication and coming in fast. I just said that. With the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork. Wanting to work together. Wanting to build on this relationship. And look, you got the Sun at the bottom. Wow. The Chariot and the Lovers. Definitely a very, very strong connection. I think Nine of Wands. I think, you know, I don't think the fear and the anxiety is only on one side. I think that it's on both sides. I think he's both worried about falling into old ways again. Let's go the twin flames. Seems as though we've got a soul contract. And let's just see. Give us a couple of cards. Just sort of gel it all together. Give us an overall energy. Yeah, I feel like if they've gone quiet, they're going to come in really, really soon. I don't really like to give times, but I sort of think that it, you know, it's going to be quicker than it's going to be longer. So I don't think they're going to be able to hold back. I think the fear of losing you again is going to be the thing that's really going to make him come forward. And with the energies that we have around at the moment, you know, we've got that Aries energy, there's that fast, passionate energy, and it's that sort of taking authority, and I think they're really going to feel it. The energy is going to be just right for them. So we've got the Four of Swords, taking a break and relaxation, self-reflection, which is what we sort of already had in the cards. They're really looking, taking their time, especially with that Hermit, and really looking at things and looking at what they've done and how they ruined the relationship before and the connection. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that it's always just one-sided. There's always plays too. But I think they were the one that really ruined things. And look, you got the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. That's that one change, wanting that connection to move forward. But there's the Four of Swords, taking that break. So if they've gone quiet, it's because they're reflecting. They're taking that time to look at things because they don't want to come in fast and they don't want to ruin things. But then you got the Nine of Cups. It's a lot of love. You know, very truthful, but it's not that King of Cups. But I don't think they're going to be able to come in as a king straight away. You know, you can't change too quick. It takes time. But leveling up from a page like that immature energy to a knight that's good enough. Then we've got the Ace of Wands, that new passionate start. I think this connection is coming around again, especially with having the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, no way. And then we have the Sun at the bottom. Six of Wands. They're wanting things to change, but they're wanting to make that effort and show you that they have changed. Because look, then you've got the Death. That's the end of that old cycle and a new cycle starting. And to have the Sun come out twice, that's massive. So if this person has already reached out and then they've gone quiet, I would not get in your head too much about it, because I really think that they're just working on themselves before they come through and make a proper offer. I think they know they've got to apologize, or they've got to at least talk about what went wrong before. I don't think they're wanting to repeat the same cycle as before, which is why the Death cards come out twice, to show that it is a soul contract, but at the same time, you're not going back to old ways. You're not gonna shrink yourself to fit into their life. They've got to level up and they've got to meet you where you are. And you know what you want, and you know that you want a proper relationship and a give and take, and not you giving and them taking. So, and I think they realize that. I think they know where they went wrong in the past. I think they've been not just of, you know, since they've reached out, or, you know, only recent sort of thing that they've really been working on themselves. I think they've been doing it for a while. But I think whether it's just seeing you, like, you know, you have seen each other at shot, passed by, whatever. Like, something has ignited that spark back in both of you, and I think you both realise it. I think you're both scared, but the things are going to go back to how they used to be. But I don't think so. If you stand your ground and, you know what you want. You don't want to settle for less, and you don't want to go back to a relationship or back to somebody that doesn't give and is all about himself, and that narcissistic sort of energy with lies and having to always second guess yourself. I think you really want that proper love and be shown love and be treated like a king, a princess, however you want to, whatever sex. But I think that's what you want, and don't settle until you get it. Whether it's with this person or it's with somebody else. Just leave the door open. If they come through and they are that proper emperor with that King of Cups love and they can show you that, go for it. If someone else in the meantime comes through that can show you that and has what you want, go for that too. Don't close yourself off to other people and other connections, because you never know what's around the corner. But I wouldn't close yourself off to this connection either. Just leave the door open. It's their decision to what they want to do. But don't wait around either. Move on, live your life and have fun. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed. And hopefully this week I'll put out a few more readings. I won't be so